Right. So this is what generally the 365 dynamic, whatever we have taken in the earlier sessions, if you remember, is all about sales track, right? Uh, sales CRM is what we have taken because dynamics.
Yeah, sorry. Is it anyway? Yeah, I'm just asking why can't we use the customized Dynamics 365, which has a trial?
Customer.
Yeah, customized. If you click on the,
Customized is different, Kingsley, because if you customize is different. Customize means whenever you have a licensed version, then customization they will do.
No,
I think
the
you
one
are
I'm
not asking for customized. You tell me which product do you want me to use? You can see it on the screen, right?
No. If you go back to Dynamics, please. If you we're still using sales. I'm okay with sales, but I wanted you to understand what I'm saying. Yeah.
Tell me.
If you click on this sales trial, the one on top, yeah. You can see this first app by your left, yeah. So this one has so many options. If you click on it, you will see, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. We can still access our project from here. And yeah, if you scroll down on your left, you will see it has leads option and all these ones. Yeah, that is what I'm saying.
Yes. Okay. Fine. Yeah, tell me now.
Yeah, nothing. So if you want to go to our project, we can just access it from dashboard and we can work.
So you want me to use this custom? Is this your asking?
Yeah, I'm just asking if you think it's fine to use that. I'm just asking that. Is there any reason why we can
see there is no problem in using it. Either we can use sales trial or else we can use this custom also, not a problem. Because but the major differences you have to understand is all the options 100% won't be useful to won't be appeared for us because these are the trial versions. Okay, these are the trial versions. As far as the trial versions itself is concerned, options whatever they have given us, of course, most of the options will be useful. Most of the options will be used by us, but some options they don't give. They don't give access for some options. Because whenever we have taken the full version, then only 100% options to use all the features will be available to us. Right? That point you understand. Okay, clear?
Yeah, clear.
Clear or not?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's get into. Okay, let me open this 365 Dynamics custom, and I'll be using this. Okay, this is what we are working on now. Yeah. So this is what generally a 365 dynamic was. And first of all, let me explain you what are all the options and why for what purpose are they being used. Okay. First of all, let me explain. Then I will use one by one based on the case information, what we have taken, etc., etc. Okay. That's what we do. Now here you can see here, as I already shown you in the beginning, in context to the sales trial, all that stuff, wherein we can create a dynamic dashboard here. If you want to create a dashboard for Microsoft Dynamics as separate, you need to have an option here called new, right? So new, you can create dynamic 365 dashboard here. This is point number one. At the same time, if there are any other dashboards which were already being used by us, because the advantage, especially in Dynamics, is not only Dynamics, even whatever the CRM application, organizations will use multiple projects. They don't use one project, isn't it? Right? They may use multiple projects. So multiple projects and multiple requirements can be used. So for that reason, generally you can see here, this is where generally you can see the sales activities, right? So what are the sales activities? At the same time, if you want to enhance or if you want to see the kind of sales dashboards, everything can be seen here. At the same time, whatever the activities being a team we are performing, right? So whatever the activities we are performing and all everything, these activities can be updated over here, right? So you need to select Depends on the kind of activity are we going to take. Whatever the filtering process and all, everything can be done here. You can see, right? So because I have selected an activity called meeting. So whenever I'm selecting the meeting activity, whatever the activities relating to meeting will be appeared over here. This is what generally activities is being used for. Now, after that, when we talk about leads, leads means sales leads. What is meant by sales lead? Sales leads means sales information, because whatever the sales information we have, this sales lead, if you want to create, you can create. You can create a new one, right? Here you need to mention the topic details and you need to provide all the information regarding the description, which industry they belongs to, what will be their annual revenue. Every updations can be done here. Okay, followed by this development will be taken care of by the development team, because especially in Dynamics 365 CRM application, usually you can see three roles. One is developer role, second is BA role, third is a admin role. Okay, three different roles you can see. So developers are the people who has to customize the solution, because for example, there is some proposed solution which is to be created. This identification of proposing solution and all everything will be done by the developers. But identification of the stakeholders will be done by the business analyst. Understand? Clear? Understood or not? Right? Yes, sir. Understood or not?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, right. So now, right. So whenever you are going for details, so that you can identify the files, and whatever the files we have created so far in context to the leads, by comparing this summary and all everything, that information has to be updated. Now, what I'm doing is, first of all, I'm creating right from the dashboard. Let me go back to the first point. Let me explain you from the dashboard onwards. Let me start it from the home. Okay, how to create a project, how to create dashboards. From there, I'm explaining. You have an option called home, right? In this home, you can see there is an option called new, create a dashboard, Dynamics 365. Now you need to select which dashboard is required. So now I'm selecting three custom regular dashboard. Okay, this is what I'm selecting.
So this trial version. I mean, this is it. Is like the tenant that's the environment, right?
Sorry.
Is it what they call the tenant, like the tenant, the instance that we're working on?
Trial version.
No, not really trial version, but you know that page that you opened now, that page that has the dashboard. So is that our instance or tenant?
I'm not getting your question clear. Can you repeat your question?
Yeah, you know, they normally say if you want to create a tenant.
We are creating a dashboard now. So we are telling you. Tell me.
Yeah, I mean, I know this is dashboard. This is not what I'm saying. You know, when you want to create, you know, when you started initially, you have to create, you know, when we're logging on for the trial version, when we're trying to activate trial version, like what you did yesterday. So is that like creating an instance, or you're creating a tenant for yourself? That's what I'm asking. You know, like an environment where okay, don't worry. Maybe I will frame the question better later on. Let's move on.
I didn't understand what is meant by tenant. Tenant or something you're asking about.
Yeah, tenant is like an instance that is used in Dynamics 365. So yeah, it's just a work environment that is where the work is carried out. So my only question is that what we were seeing before now, is that the instance they are talking about or the tenant they are talking about? So that is, yeah, but don't worry about it. Not that important. So let's just move on. I will figure it out later.
Can I go forward?
Yeah, move on. Yeah.
Okay, right. So now, first of all, what we have to do whenever we are creating a project, especially in CRM, whenever you want to work on the project, the first thing is that, first of all, we need to create the dashboard. Okay, dashboard creation is required. So when you want to create a dashboard, in Connect to CRM, we have Dynamics, we have an option called Power Apps. You can see that, right? Because whenever I'm creating a dashboard, it has shown us the Power Apps. So here, Power Apps is a kind of application or a tool, or which can be integrated with Dynamics, which can be used to create dashboards on it. Now, which project is ours? Can you tell me the name of our project?
Yeah, implementation of 365.
Implementation of 365 CRM. Okay.
D365.
Tell me, no problem. Yeah, understood. CRM for a organization, a business unit.
Yeah.
I think for a business unit or something, right? So business unit, right? This is what it was.
Okay.
Am I right or not? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So this is what generally the project name of the project is. Now, whatever we are creating the dashboard and whatever the work we want to do, everything is relating to CRM implementation of a business unit. And that's what the project we have taken. Now, what we have to do, we need to identify the selections here. The first selection in dashboard is to customize the kind of record type, what exactly it was. For example, when we talk about the account type in reference to the accounting one, record type, you need to select what are all the active accounts which are available here based upon the kind of industry, because I'm taking industry into consideration because business unit can be of anything. So hence I'm taking industry into account. Okay. Now, after activities, KPI, key performance indicators and all everything, that is not relevant now. That is not required. Accounts I have maintained and activity I am taking now. Okay. So which activity I want to take? Because whatever the activities we are performing in coming days, right? Whatever the activities are we going to perform during the project completion. So all the activities can be seen here. Means if you want to select, you can select this. Otherwise, if you want to select the activities which are something relating to a particular user. For example, for a particular user, we have given some work, right? We want to see that. If that was the case, we need to select my activities, but I am selecting all activities here because so that we can see all the activities, whichever it is. And these activities I am identifying based on the priority because high priority and normal priority, these are the two things we are taken because implementation based upon the priorities is what we are taking. So I have added this also. Now, after the activities, right? So I am right. Admin settings entity I have taken. Admin setting activities we can do it later. Not right now. AI builder is not required. Analysis results can be taken. Yes. Active analysis results or inactive, whichever you take. Because analysis results, if you want to do, we need to have an analysis report. Hence, I am not using it. Next, I am taking block channels configuration. Yeah, we take this configuration. Active configurations. Configurations has to be done by the admin team. We need to provide permissions for the configuration because configuration, backend configuration of the project, they takes care of like creating of filters, right? All these things will be done with it. They do that, not by the business analyst or somebody. Next, I'm taking effort estimation. Effort estimation not required because we have not created any efforts so far. Marketing is not required. Teams is not required. Messaging is not required here. Ordering product I am taking. Okay. Whatever the products you need to order, right? So ordering products. So which products we want to order, right? So we need to add these things in that. Products, nothing but the application what we have taken. Understood? Things like right. Product maybe Dynamic CRM is one of the products we have taken here. Okay, that's what generally ordering product is all about. So we have taken already implementation of 365 Dynamics. So that is one thing. Same time, I can see the process logs. Various process logs. Power BI reporting, we can see because Power BI reporting we can use. If you want to Power BI reporting, you can connect to Power BI from the Dynamics itself. You can connect to Power BI and we can use it. Okay, configurations, Power BI configurations, everything can be done. Right, that is also we can do. That is one more advantage we have. Okay, so that is what for let me for example we have added these two. Okay, this is what generally we have done. Now here if we want to add, we need to add the components, right? So you need to, if you want to add any kind of users or something of that sort, we can add users here. This is one thing which can be done over here. Understand, right?
Mhm.
Things like right.
Yeah.
Are you following?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So here we can add users, right? So adding users is what I have taken here. Next, after adding users, because adding users is one component we have taken. So what else you want me to take? Adding users is required because who is going to use Dynamics 365 at the business level? For that, we need to add users and all, right? So that's the reason I have taken that. What else you want me to take? Apart from this, record time. I want to add one more component. Add users we have taken already.
Yeah. So this dashboard you're creating, is it like a solution? Is it like a sales solution or what?
Dashboard is the one which will be used to see about the kind of progress what we have done for the project. For example, I'll give you an example. Let's say there was some task which was assigned to the team. Okay. Let's say for the task we have given 2 weeks time. As an example, I'm giving, not exactly the same, as an example. For example, 2 weeks is the time we have given to the team. To what extent they have completed the work, and how much work is balanced, and how many days or weeks are remaining. Being a facilitator, one has to know. Agree or not? Right? Facilitator, nothing but a BA or something. Right? So for that, what is required? There must be some dashboards which has to be created prior. Do you understand this? Understood or not?
Yeah.
Right? So dashboards are nothing but to see the progress of the work. If you can go to Jira, almost the same thing you can see. Have you seen it on Jira? I will show it on Jira.
I use Jira, so
you have used Jira, right? In Jira, there is an option called dashboard. For what purpose dashboard you are using? There?
Yeah, to track progress. Yeah.
Only to track the progress? You are seeing that?
Yeah, to track progress, like displays, you can see performance, depends on what you.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm asking is, dashboard creation on Jira, is it only for performance of the work? Is it only for that?
No, depends on what you want it to see.
Yes. So yeah, you're right. So dashboard is the one we are creating not only to track the progress of the work, but also to see what activities are we performing in the project, to whom we have assigned, how much task or work they have completed so far. Am I right? Yes or no? Right. So importance of dashboard, either it will be in Jira tool or it could be in Dynamics 365 CRM or some so and so are something common. There is no difference. So dashboard creation is important. So based on the work progress, what is that we are doing afterwards? Based on the dashboard, we can see the progress of the activities or the activities what we have given and how many activities completed so far. Or you can see the progress of the work, what is done. So based on that, any decisions or any interaction being a business analyst, if you want to do, we can do it. For that reason, generally, dashboard creation is absolutely important whenever we are working on the project initially to start. Any questions?
No, that's fine.
Understood, right?
Yeah, that's
so
fine.
yeah, so I am adding one more component called accounts. Okay, account component I have added, user component I have added. Now, what is another component you want me to add? Added user component added, accounts component added. What else you want me to add in this? So of course, there are lot many. You tell me.
I'm not sure. Anything will be fine. Yeah, I know the concept, so anything is okay.
Custom
Maybe API.
APIs.
Yeah,
Custom
that's fine.
APIs, right? Because programming interfaces are required. So
Yeah.
even APIs can also be, custom APIs can also be used because these are the components, whichever I am selecting, these are important for the project, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
Because of course there are lot many, but we don't use everything. Whatever is required and relevant, those only we use. Now, what was the other component you want me to use?
Yeah, you can add KPIs or
Sorry?
maybe KPIs.
Key performance indicators. KPIs, right? Do you want me to select active ones or inactive ones? Which one you want to?
What's the difference?
Active KPIs means whatever is in the active state so that you can see, right? You can the key performance indicators, you can see it. Whichever is not active, only in inactive state will be seen if you have selected inactive. If you have selected active means only active account KPIs you can see. Because what is key performance indicators? Key performance indicators nothing but for example, in Jira, you can see like burn-down charts, right? So burn-up charts, or else we are preparing some cumulative flow diagrams, right? So these are all the key performance indicators to know about the status of the work as well as the kind of work which is being doing by the team. Right? Those are all KPIs. So in that, some may be active. For example, you want to, it is as part of Jira, I'm saying, because anyway, as you are experienced in Jira, I'm giving an example for Jira. So what we do there, whenever we are selecting key performance indicators, if you want to have an active account of something like burn down charts and burn up charts and all, which must be active, you will be selecting active. For example, you don't want some you want to see something which are not active, something for example, something like cumulative flow diagrams, right? Or else for example deployment frequency reports, right? If you don't want to see it, so you are selecting inactive. So which one you want me to see? Because if you are selecting active account KPIs means only active accounts you can see. If you are selecting inactive means whichever is in not active state you can see.
Yeah, let's use active.
Active. Right? Active account KPIs. So this is how generally a dashboard has to be created.
So is it only if you but if you want to add more components, is that possible?
Edit component. If you want, you can edit the component.
No, not edit, like add more. We have 6 now. So if you want to make it like 7, is that possible?
Means that you have to select in the beginning itself. Because
from the framework.
In the framework itself, you have to select. That's the reason why which framework are we using is important. It depends on the kind of framework, what is that we are using.
Okay.
Right. So which framework are we using and all, it adds. Or else if you want to make a list of adding components and all, Here we have an option. One more option, for example, AI events. We can add it here. Or else we can add it. Can you see this now? It was added.
Okay, yeah, this is what I'm asking. Okay,
we can add events. We can add it, but this is not the right way. By what I'm saying is this is not the way, because prior you have to select, because before, whenever you are creating the dashboard, what are all the components is required, the clarity is required for the team, for the BA and all that. If not, sometimes, as you ask the question, for example, sometimes if you want to add any components, or in future, we have an option here. We can go to list and we can add components, whichever you like. For example, I have added AA events. Okay, for example. Now I am selecting app profiles. Right? You can see, right? App profiles was also added apart from it. If you want, you can add it.
Okay.
Understand? Clear? But usually my advice for anyone who are learning, especially, to select before, not after. Because why before means, whenever you are selecting before, so that you will be knowing about what are all the components you want to add, what are the charts you want to add. For what purpose add charts we have created? We have selected charts for two things. One is account purpose, second is activities, right? For these two, we have prepared charts. Remaining everything, for users, we have created one component. For accounts, we have created second one. At the same time, for custom APIs, we have selected the third one. Account KPI items, we have selected the fourth one. And if you want to add some other new things and all, here you can see, we can add events, at the same time app profiles and all. Clear now? Understood?
Yeah.
Clear? Right. Now, if you want to add charts, for example, if you want to add chart, you can go to this. Right. If you want to add any kind of charts or something, like if you want to add any kind of components in between here, we can add one more. Or else, if you want to edit any component, right, you can select the component. If you want to specify any width or something, like wherein this editing can be seen here. Editing can be done. Understood? Clear? Now, if you want to write down the dashboard properties, right? So dashboard properties, here you can see dashboard properties, name. So here we need to write down the description of the project. Now you tell me, what description I want you to write here. Tell me. You tell me.
Trying to remember. Yeah,
this project is all about implementing Dynamics 365 for a business unit which will be useful to manage customers and their status levels. Yeah, right? Enough? Or do you want me to write in this description?
I think it's fine. Right?
Okay. Right, so dashboard properties were created. Now you can click on save, so that it was already saved. Whatever the Power Apps, using Power Apps and all, this dashboard can be created over here. Right, so this is what generally the dashboard which was created. Right, so this is what generally the dashboard which was created. So there you can see active accounts, custom APIs, right? So any events, app profiles, right? So there are app profiles which was already there, right? Custom service workshop, workspace is one app. profile. At the same time, customer service workspace is the one more app profile. Now, active accounts, whatever the active accounts which are existed in the data. So those active accounts, all the active accounts we can see here. At the same time, whatever the custom APIs we have created so far, or active custom APIs which were already existed, you can see here, right? So activate workflow APIs or something like all these you can see.
So these are the data that exist in database.
Yeah. Because this CRM is a customer CRM related cloud application, right? There will be some existing data which is available for us to work with. Because otherwise, what happened, especially the major difference between CRM application to other applications is, other applications, you don't have any existed data. You don't see any data. You have to create your data on your own. That is what you have to do. But whereas when it comes to CRM applications, the advantage is that whatever the data, for example, you are taking sales related stuff, sales data. If it is, for example, you are going for example, for example, you are going for customer insights or supply chain management you are selecting. So that supply chain management related data will be appeared. Or else if you have taken anything relating to finance or marketing, that information will be available. Or if you are selecting any HR related activities, that information will be selected. Is it clear to you?
Yeah.
Right? So we have an advantage because this data may not be available for all the people. Because see, if it's a, for example, if it's a full version, right? If it's a paid version, data will be there at the for people who has taken this. But if it's not a paid version, for example, if someone wants to have some hands-on experience on that, where do they get the data? Right? So getting the data may not be possible. Either you need to select the data sets from outside, wherein you have to do it. So that's the reason in CRM, the advantage is that whatever is the predefined data which is available, so the data availability you can see here. And that data you can use it for our means if we want to prepare ourselves or if you want to know more about ourselves, we can do it based on this. Clear?
Okay.
Understood all?
So the paid version.
Tell me.
The paid version, you have
your voice is breaking. Yeah, tell me please.
I mean the paid version, does it have data bus?
Your voice is jumping. Can you repeat? Yeah.
So the paid version, does it have data inside?
Paid version have data, but that data doesn't have any use. Because, for example, you're working for your insurance company or some XYZ, right? You're working. You have taken CRM. So what is that you do? You will be inserting your data, right? You don't require this one. This data is available, okay? But this data is don't require to you because you want to use your own data. You don't require other data to be imported. That is where the reason why, if you remember in the last session, whenever we have using the sales trial, you can see there is an option called export Excel, export and import. Did you see that? Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We have exported it, right? In sales trial, you can see, but whereas in custom, you don't. But whereas in sales trial, you can see, right? So if you want, you can export the data, whatever is it.
Yeah. I think can you click on this drop down?
Yeah,
the drop down under social sales activity social dashboard.
Activities.
To your right. No. Go back to dashboard, yeah. Okay. And then to your right, under dashboard, the drop down. Sales activity social dashboard. Okay. No. Just on top, sales activity social dashboard.
Which one? Sales activity. This is sales activity dashboard. Yes.
Yeah, that dashboard. Yeah. Then if you scroll up from this, if you scroll up. If you scroll up. Yeah.
This is ours.
So if we click on ours, we should be able to import. That's what I'm trying to say. We should be able to import data.
Yeah, this is our project.
Yeah, this is our project.
Yeah, this is our project because the earlier one is not ours. This is our project.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is from our projects, why can't we import data from our project, like all those Excels import option?
I'm not getting your question properly.
No, you were telling me now that if we're using sales trial, right, we can import.
We have an
data.
option to import it.
Yeah. So what I'm now saying is, why can't we have that option? Yeah.
You can.
Yeah, we can. We should be able to import it.
You can, but it must be customized. The customized one, you can do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
customized one, you can do it. You can do that, but customized Excel is what you can upload, not the one which you have taken outside. Because that data is yours. Customize what is customized, that must be your data. Understand?
No, I didn't get it. So if I want to, from that import option now that you just showed me, so if I want to import the data, the data we were working with last time, can't I import it from here?
Yeah, import from Excel, right? Import from Excel, right?
Yeah. So
you have to import the Excel file. For example, you want to import the Excel file. Okay.
Yeah, why not? That's what I'm saying.
Import it. You can. Right. If you want, you can import the Excel. For example, finish import means you can import it. The data is understand? Clear? Did you got my point clear?
Yeah. So yeah, I know, but I'm just because you said because we're using customized version that we don't have that option. That is what I'm trying to check.
Yes. See, I'll repeat the question. See, in customize, you don't have an option. Why? Because whatever the required data which is available with you, you cannot import. The data must be suitable. Then only you can import the data. Otherwise, you cannot in the custom version. Because in the custom version, we create our own data. We don't import. Because as part of training, because that much of data we are not available, hence we are importing it. But whereas in real environment, there will be a real-time data which will be there with you. That only you are importing.